Is the Greek language based on Phoenician? This comment says, it's not really true that these are genuine Greek words spread through Arabic though, since Greeks based all things from Phoenicians. Even their alpha beta came from Phoenician aleph bet. Okay, well, it's true that the Greek alphabet was partly based on the Phoenician writing system, but that doesn't mean that the whole entire Greek language came from Phoenician. That's two different things. The Greek language is an Indo-European language. Phoenician is a Semitic language. It's very easy to compare them to other languages in those families and check. Greek didn't come from Phoenician, but it is true that they adopted the writing system and then made some adaptations to it. The Phoenician writing system was an abjad, which means the characters mainly represented consonants and not vowels. But in Greek, they took some of the characters that represented sounds they didn't have in Greek, and they changed them to represent vowels consistently, so that all the sounds in their language could be represented by characters in the writing system. Okay, so they created the first alphabet by making adaptations to the Phoenician abjad. It's also worth noting that one variety of the Greek alphabet developed into the Etruscan alphabet, which developed into the Latin alphabet. So all of the languages, like English, that today are written in the Latin alphabet ultimately trace back to Greek and then partly to Phoenician. Because of the extensive interaction between the ancient Greeks and Phoenicia, some vocabulary words were adopted from Phoenician into Greek. In dictionaries and whatnot, you'll often see Semitic source, but it's presumed to be Phoenician in most cases because that's who they had the most contact with. So an example is the Greek word for gold, originally chrysos, but in modern Greek, chrysos. This came from Phoenician het resh samek, probably like biblical Hebrew, harus, or charutz, if you want to say it like in modern Hebrew. The other one is a Greek word that meant bucket or jar, and in modern Greek still means bucket or bin, kados or kathos in modern Greek. So it probably came from Phoenician kap dalit, like biblical Hebrew kad. One is the Greek word for camel, kamelos, or in modern Greek kamilos. This came from gimel mem lamed, like in Hebrew gamal. So there are some Greek words like this that were borrowed from Phoenician, but it's not really that many words, and all languages have loanwords anyway. If you're wondering why I kept mentioning Hebrew when talking about Phoenician, it's because they were both very similar to each other. They were both languages of the Canaanite branch of northwestern Semitic.